Good morning. Welcome to the Celestial Time. I'm coming to you from my shop, the Celestial Time in Nashville, Indiana. And this is a continuing lessons in tarot. I'm going to begin today with the royalty of the wand suit. And I also want to talk about, my past. I did the ace through the 10 of wands in the last two sessions. The ace and through the 10, you say, well, why don't we start with the royalty? Well, the royalty is a lot of times people. It's not always. Sometimes it's a stronger push to action. And the royalty, as people cards, you can decide whether you want them to be people cards or not. If you want them to be people, they will be people for you because you have a contract with your guides and your tarot practice. And as you create this contract in your mind, the energy that comes through you will help, whether you believe it or not. We're all in this together, and Spirit is in this with us. There's only one source, presence, and power in this universe, and when you are aware that you're all in it, you'll understand that whatever you decide in the tarot, wherever you decide to put the cards in the lay, that's where Spirit's there to help you. It's not something far outside of you that perhaps you can get it right, perhaps, and then you'll be a good reader. You're a good reader the minute you surrender to the understanding that you're not in it alone and it's not all you. Okay, so I'm going to start today simply with the page. The Page of Wands is the first of the royalty deck. Well, pages aren't exactly royalty. The pages bring information to the king and queen. If you've ever even seen a movie or been in court, not court, although I think in our modern times, pages actually do bring information from one district to another. Pages can be called the bicycle riders that are carrying information from the law offices to the courthouses, from one to just judiciary branch to the other. Well, with wands, these pages are bringing you information about your fire, your passion, your creativity, how you can make things work, how your highest energy is working. So when you lay a page, it can be literally a person that is bringing you extra information, extra energy to get the job done. A page of wands, since wands are fire, could just get you up off the couch, feeling better, feeling like you've got more creative fire, more energy. It's also about how things are progressing along, and now they're actually bringing in some help, and your thought processes, how you have gotten this far in your life now is going to get some help from the creative force in the universe. Let's say that, if that's the way you wanted to go. But it could also mean a young person just literally bringing fire into your life. A young person bringing fire in your life isn't always good. It might be your child or your grandchild, totally bringing lots of energy into your space, and then you have to deal with it. Depends on whether the rest of the lay that you're doing is talking about person, place, or thing. Okay, if it is your energy that you're trying to bring forth, then the page brings it from within you. It could be you're dealing with other people, family members. Could be you're waiting for some papers to come in the mail, and waiting for more information, waiting for the opportunity, and the opportunity is much more on its way with the page. If it's upside down, opportunity is still out there, but it's a little garbled. It's a little, you got the paperwork, but it had the wrong name on it. So now you got to send it back. It's almost like Mercury retrograde right here. This one and the Page of Swords too. But the Page of Swords, you have to claim more. This one is mix-ups, screw-ups in your information. Things aren't exactly right, but they're still coming your way. That's not a bad thing. Actually, I don't read bad things into the tarot. I read possibilities for success and possibilities. If I see something that is doesn't look all that good, let's talk about what we can do instead or how we can fix it. And with that mindset that I have as a healer, then the cards, spirit through me, will come up with, well, let's do this, or how about this, or what shall we do in the next 2 cards. I can even cross a card. If I want more information, oftentimes in the spread, I'll cross a card, but we'll get to that later when we do spreads. Okay, so here's the wand. Here's the page bringing you information, all right? Okay, so you take care of it. Now we've got the Knight. All knights move forward. A knight moves forward, I mean, he's charging ahead. If this is a people card, this is going to be a young person, someone in her teens or 20s. Excuse me. Someone that absolutely has a lot of fire and creativity, the poet, the mystic, all kinds of things. He can come up with all kinds of creative ideas. You might know people, a young person that is on fire to get this done, get that done in their life, on fire to start a new project, to understand philosophy and religion, to write the best book, to create the best video game. To imagination is key with this, but there's the creative fire, and it's pushing forward. Upside down, get off the kazoo. Okay, you got a lot of energy there, but maybe you're ignoring it, or maybe you're not. It's not coming through the way you want it to come through. If this is a person, upside down Knight of Wands is like, oh my God. They're kind of hard to deal with sometimes because all that energy and no place to go, okay? Or else all that good ideas, but they don't get off the couch, so their ideas just, they end up, you're like, yeah, you're going to do this, but, you got to put effort forth. Right side up, oh my gosh, all kinds of effort. I see this in the young writers, the young developers. This can be a really, really positive card for someone. If it's not a person, then boy, your ideas and everything, your information, your creative talents are really moving forward. Okay. And we got, I'm going to use the Queen next. And there's an argument, which is first, the Queen or the King? Well, that depends on your belief system, or whether you would see the goddess or the god first. It really generally doesn't matter, because on the bottom line, there's a queen, there's a king, here we go, or king. There's male energy, there's female energy, there's masculine, there's feminine, okay? So the queen energy, she's the Queen of Wands. She does what she wants when she wants to do it. She dares, she's fun, she's funny, she's creative, she's articulate, sometimes too much so. She doesn't care what other people think about her. Generally, she's going to do her own thing. At the most positive, this is feminine energy, and if it's a man, it's still feminine energy that is going to receive, because feminine energy receives, masculine energy gives. It's the innie and the outie. That's the way of it. Sorry about your luck. You don't think so? Okay. You can switch them around. It's your contract with Spirit that is reading the tarot when you're reading it. Okay. But here, the Queen of Wands, she's seeing the world on her own terms. Okay. And if it's not a person, then, and it's talking about you're seeing the world on your own terms. It's talking about a situation. The Queen of Wands is going to come in and pretty much tell you how it's going to go, decree what it is that needs to happen and how it needs to happen. And it's probably not going to be conventional. There's some different twists in it. I love the Queen of Wands card. When they come into my life, or when this comes into my life, I'm on fire with all kinds of new ideas and creativity. Queen of Wands was in my life when I decided to do this online, to start this. It is a strong learning curve for me. I'm an old the old sage, I call myself. And so, the Queen of Wands is here with me. It's going, I don't care what anybody thinks, we're going to do this way. Okay, if she's upside down, Queen of Wands upside down, often I get this as a people card, and someone that is trying to deal with a person or a situation that they're going to go their own way no matter what, and it might not be good for you. They have their own agenda when it's upside down. If it's not a person, the agenda, the creativity is found stifled in a way. You're not receiving like you thought you were receiving. Like with this shop, I thought this shop was going to be the Queen of Wands right side up, and I was going to be receiving great goodness from this, and I wasn't going to be going out with all the rest of you lovely people out on the road and doing the Renaissance festivals. But guess what? Queen of Wands turned upside down when Mars turned retrograde, and when a few other things happened in the chart in my planets, and said, oh yeah, it was a really good idea, now it's upside down. Well, I could go, oh boo-hoo, but I'm not, because I learned how to do this, and I have gained tremendously. You have to look and see what's positive, what in the universe is happening, and the tarot will tell you what's in the person's life in front of you. So it's not about you, it's about them, okay? But it'll come through your filters. But I'm just giving you an example of what the Queen of Wands could be like. Okay, and here we have the King of Wands. This guy, it's actually the Leo crown. The Wands, the Queen of Wands is the Sagittarian side of things. This is a Leo crown. This is it's about, I am in charge. I do things my way. I'm the football star. I'm the hero. I'm the soldier. Many times this is a card for not just the soldier, not the foot soldier, but the general, or the general is going to be higher arcana, but this is just a person or energy that has got it. That they got it together, and they want to keep it. Okay. They want it their way. If they don't get it their way, especially if the card is upside down, sometimes, you hear him beller. You hear the lion roar, okay? Because he didn't get his things his way, And if it's not a person, then the situation didn't come your way. You can either look at it as a opportunity for you to gain and grow, or you can look at it as, I don't like the way it is right now. Well, here's news. You attract every single thing that's in your life. The tarot just talks about it, but you attract it. So if you don't like where you're at, then you have to change your mind. And this person, or this card, almost always I use this as a people card. So for me, it's a people card. For you, it can be whatever you want. But this individual that's in your life, or you're being on top of it, you're being the fire king, and sometimes your temper, the fire, does flare. Okay, so work on that and try to figure out with the person that you're reading what this means. I had to read some readings a while back, and the King of Wands came up every time for someone. Not for myself. Here's the King of Wands going to come in and save the day. And indeed, that's true. But then as you move forward, what day are they saving? All kinds of good things that go along with that. Anyway, and the King of Wands can be upside down one day and right side up the next. So then, we've got events that happen in the life. All right. There are all the wand suits of the lower arcana. I'm going to go through swords, cups, pentacles. I'm going to do it just like this, just like I did it. But you got to understand that the suits, they are energies. We just did wands. Okay? We just did your fire and creativity. What beats your heart? Fire, creativity, passion. That's part of your spirit. When your spirit is loose, when your spirit says, I receive, then the wands will be working really well for you. Your spirit goes, oh, no, they're upside down. And the same is true of every single suit. The suits are and different energies. The cups are your emotional energy. The swords, like I said, your mind, your tongue sometimes, how you talk, how you speak, how you communicate, how you write, who teaches you. We'll be going over all that. Your pentacles are your groundedness, your energy. Myself, my guides, I say I don't do health unless I'm asked, because I just don't want to see, and anybody that works with me, I don't want to see them go, oh, I see that you have this illness, because this Four of Cups, or Four of Pentacles is upside down, and so you're unstable or something. That person, you don't realize how much credit people give your words, especially when you're sitting with them and you've gotten the story of their life in front of you. That doesn't mean that every single thing that comes out of your mouth is going to be the gospel, okay? So if you declare for someone a health issue, you know what? They can manifest that with their fear, because manifestation, word is the first manifestation in form. So you have given your word, you spoke your word for them because you're in a reading with them about a situation in their life. All right? Well, if they give you the authority that sometimes you're the doctor, the priest, the this, the that, because you are able to read what's in their energy, and they know it. If you're a good reader, they know it when they sit down. And so use your words wisely and only decree positive. If you see negative, it doesn't mean you go, oh no, nothing negative is ever going to happen. That means, I'll give you for instance, there's a Tower card in the Higher Arcana. We'll do that after we do the Lower Arcana. The Tower is like, oh, it looks horrible. Things are falling apart, the tower is busting apart. Well, things could be changing. Depending on where it is in the lay, is it coming or has it been? I always do past, present, and future, because where you've been determines where you're going. What you believe now is your truth tomorrow. You can do that in just about anything. If you stop and think about what you think about, that's going to be what you bring about. But that's for my Old Sage class. I'm going to be working that one next, and I think I'm going to do some of that. I'm also going to work through my book. I have a book out called Duality is the Illusion. I think that I'm going to be working through it because, heck, I'm working through this as well as I'm going to put questions in the back of each chapter rather than creating a whole new workbook. But right now, I'm getting off key. We're dealing with the tarot. The tarot will help you help others. If that's your motivation, you cannot go wrong. If you come from fear and you believe the world is out to get you, to start with, you'll attract people that believe the world is out to get them. And then you'll be able to read for them, but not necessarily always help them, because the world isn't out to get you unless you believe it. And then, of course, everything you see will come your way as an attack. It just works that way. It's the law of attraction. It doesn't mean in the law of attraction, everybody thinks, oh, the law of attraction, that means I can think about $500 million and it'll show up in my life. The law of attraction is that your brain is a transmitter, and it transmits your emotional nature. And if your emotional nature is in fear, then it goes out there and it says, fear, please. Oh, fear. And like energy attracts like energy. Basic law of physics. So if you fear, you will attract things that validate the fact that you fear, and you'll have more things to fear about. But anyway, you have a good day. I hope you'll get something out of this tarot meeting and little get-togethers that we're having. And I bid you farewell from Nashville. Tune in again next time we're going to go into the swords, I believe. I don't know, I'll pick it because I'm a Queen of Wands. I'll do what I want when I want to do it. All right, you take care. Love you much. Bye now.